It's May 10th, 2022. I'm watching Stephen Colbert, who I've seen wear, not these 1989 sunglasses, but he's worn aviators before. And I don't, he doesn't always hit the mark the way I need him to, but I don't know what cue cards he's reading from. So, but for the most part, he's got a good shtick. So, I'm sitting in this. I'm watching him. And all of a sudden, he brings out these words and pearls of wisdom. And I'm like, so they've known. Because he's like, the Constitution. So now in our independence project, trying to protect the garden children, while we're in some war that nobody wants to, like, really pronounce, they make it look just like circus, candy, and games, and just don't kill me, kind of a thing. Time and time again, so if the lady with the pointy, shiny hat from elsewhere that we gained independence from, and however that happened, but yet she's England, we're New England, there's some common gardening tactics needed. The question then is, if she then becomes perhaps like a constitution of sorts, and then, or like a coach to the Supreme Court, I don't know. Just if. I don't have any, like, facts to back this up or anything, but I'm sure there are people somewhere that do. So if, and only if, that was the case, and she was some governing constitution, and the Supreme Court constantly says just how important this thing was, I'm like, then that's our right for a cleanup without questions asked. Where's the help? Why is New York turning all sorts of colors and there's no surgical precision or crafted whatever in order to help with tree trimming and gardening tactics and weed removal and whatever's going on? I mean, it gets confusing. I'm like, I hear the deviled eggs in their total confusion of what they're being fed. I know when I pay attention and I try to grab some landline and anchor of reality for myself and where I've been and what I've been put through. I'm like, I hear them talking about it, but I'm like, I just don't know anymore. Yeah, this is what it looks like.
This draft decision is scathing. At one point, Alito writes, Roe was egregiously wrong from the start. No, I'm not a lawyer.
So they knew, as far as I'm concerned, about this deviled egg and this situation with Roe.
I can't tell you if Roe was rightly...
I mean, again, in like an X-Men and Mutant with like an MIB movie land kind of a theater, because someone put them out there at Universal or Marvel or whatever.
Decided, but I can tell you that it's an important precedent that has been repeatedly reaffirmed, and that's not my opinion. It's the opinion of these clowns.
Roe versus Wade is an important precedent of the Supreme Court.
Roe versus Wade clearly held that the Constitution protected a woman's right to terminate a pregnancy.
So that means that if it's the crown elsewhere and one of the deviled eggs calls for help in this New England project that somebody has to oversee and someone's footing the bill for, that we have the right to speak direct and to, like, ask and call for help, that we don't, like, where's our safety word? Just curious. So is that what they're all upholding? I'm just curious, because then it gets really murky with my personal story, with the wrong, like, with the withholding of a groom. Like, the groom. The one that called me his star, and then just disappeared. And then enter the crazy donkey, Roe.
Held in Roe versus Wade that a fetus is not a person for purposes of the 14th Amendment. That's the law of the land. I accept the law of the land.
It's settled as a precedent of the Supreme Court.
Wait a second, so Kavanaugh was talking out of his ass? That cannot be easy with all that beer he boofed.
So, are we talking personalized story within the deviled eggs and garden party? Because again, I really don't find this very amusing, tactically, strategically, physically. But I see some real signs. I know there's a problem with the crazy ass, or the crazy donkey, Roe. It's been going on for a while. And then I have this, like, love story with where my life should have gone at over 6 foot and called me a star. And piggyback on something that felt comfortable and should have been, like, happily ever after, regardless of what humans got confused about. And then there's this, like, American colony debauchery story. And it's really confusing, because, like, if the one foot in the bill is, like, the one in charge of this New England section of the American colonies, and one of the children are calling, how do we call for the safety words for help? That the area is looking a little like something the business office drummed up in, like, a battleship game. How does one take that seriously? To protect themselves and the seedlings and the gardening and the fruit and the whatever else that may need help. Because there's people just arriving and they're lying through their teeth and trying to make a place for themselves. And now decades are going by, and it's getting harder to keep things straight because people made friends, people got married, people had kids, and I'm just like, yeah, great for all of you. I still have a love story with something over 6 foot. You're all now considered 6 foot under. As far as I'm concerned. I have 6 foot over things to attend to. But now I'm stuck. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza, it's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxies, Broken, it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.